Here's a little something to think about whenever you're feeling any insecurity, and it's kind of a basis of confidence. And that is that something we've always heard, that I want to add a little something to. So, we've heard the idea there is no substitute for you. You might have heard that in various formats, various wordings. But the thing is, the part that people don't think about as much about this fact of you being unique is that there are millions of substitutes for the inauthentic you. When you see somebody being very cliche, very approval seeking, somebody who adapts to whatever environment they're in, whoever they're talking to, whatever opinions they're dealing with, those people don't differentiate themselves. They become bland, and they lose focus. They actually, it's just like they fuzz out. I say they get fuzzy. There was some Woody Allen movie where Robin Williams was walking around the real world, but like out of focus. Like everybody else was in focus, but Robin Williams was out of focus. Unfortunately, it's more the reverse in life. Most people are actually very fuzzy. Most people are out of focus. And it's the rare person who is really in focus. And a lot of times that person is told to compromise, to not be in their uniqueness. So the thing is, when you realize that you need to differentiate yourself if you're going to create, and that might be if you have a creative profession that you're in. It could also be just the manifestation of your life, the relationships you create, the friendships you create, the work environment, whatever it is that you manifest. When you become more generic, then your life becomes more generic. Your special gift is undefined and under the surface, and something that you're probably afraid of. When I was in grad school, reading one book, and I can't remember who it was, but some grad school type stuff. But they were saying in science, you need to make a statement that is falsifiable, meaning it's something that could be proven wrong. And if you don't make a statement when you're creating a theory that could be proven wrong, then you can't really say it's right either, right? If you say, well, the sun comes up every morning, then we can wait until the morning, see if the sun comes up, and we can prove that that's correct. But we can also look for, well, is there anywhere on Earth where the sun doesn't come up? Let's find that. Because if we can find an instance of the sun not coming up, then we're going to need to change that theory. So maybe we go up to the North Pole in the winter and the sun doesn't come up. So we say, okay, every morning the sun comes up most places, but not up here, right? And then we figure out that there's a line called the Arctic Circle. Oh, so at the Arctic Circle, if you go north of that in dead winter, the sun never rises. Okay, below that it does, right? So the thing is, when we make the statement that can be proven wrong, then we can test it. And if it is proven wrong, we got to go back to the drawing board, right? Well, a lot of people out there are trying to make a statement through themselves that cannot be proven wrong. They are trying to be in a place where they cannot be criticized, where they cannot be rejected. It doesn't really work. And the thing is, you can never be proven right. If there's nothing to dislike about you, perhaps there's nothing to really strongly like about you. And so maybe it's worth it to be hated by many, to be loved by a few. Up to you to decide. But the fact is, as long as you're being generic, as long as you're being inauthentic, you cannot be loved. I had a client a while ago who was very well known. You would know this person. And this person said to me, I'm loved for my public persona, but it's not who I am. So, every time I get love for this public persona that's not really me, I feel rejected. And I thought that was fascinating, because people seek fame a lot. I'm in Hollywood now, so I'm kind of at the epicenter of people seeking fame. And a lot of times they sell out in various ways in order to attain that fame. And so the idea that once you attain the fame, that you might actually feel more rejected than when you were anonymous is fascinating to me. You have to actually be something in order to feel the love of others. If you are being generic and inauthentic, then if people love you for that, they're not really loving the real you. And somewhere deep down inside, you know that. And in terms of manifestation, manifesting your perfect job, your perfect relationship, your anything, if you are not tuned in to your actual frequency and broadcasting that frequency, then you cannot manifest that thing that is essentially yours to manifest. You cannot manifest your life purpose. You're not going to be on track with your life path. And therefore you are lost, and you are looking at others for approval and even for your very identity. So, there is no substitute for you. There are millions of substitutes for the inauthentic you. And so if you're being the inauthentic you, why would you be the first choice? When you're being your authentic you, you cornered the market. There is no other. There may be similar people with similar energies, but there is nobody just like you. So you want to embody that uniqueness and clear whatever emotional things are in the way of that, whatever fears of rejection and all that kind of stuff. Because the real you is what you came here to be. So, thank you very much for listening. If you want more information on what I do, go to andysway.com. Thank you very much.